here's your first video on transformations. We're going to do 3 transformations this week, and it's going to be translations, reflections, and rotations in that order. Transformations is the easiest one because it's just sliding a shape. Okay, so it's just a slide. All points in the same direction, the same amount of spaces. You should have that in your notes already from Quizlet. Okay, so if you're moving in a positive direction along the X, then you're moving to the right. Okay, more often what you're going to see is move, 3 right. Or whatever, and that means that you're going to move along the x-axis to the right in a positive direction. Okay. Opposite would be to move negative would be to the left. Okay, so that means you're moving towards the negatives. Okay, you can also subtract. Okay, we're here with the positive, you would be adding. Okay, so same thing, kind of, over here. You have the y direction, so you're going up and down, or vertical. Positive means you're going to add to the coordinates or move up. Okay, and then the negative, just like with the x, means you're going to subtract or move down this time. Okay, so it's just like on a number line or on the coordinate plane. The negative numbers are down, positive numbers are up, negative numbers are to the left, positive numbers are to the right. So it's the same idea. Exactly goes along with that. All right, so it's really pretty easy. When you have the shape already, you are just going to count. That's all you have to do. So this is +4 in the x direction, so positive means right. So we're going to count each point. All 3 points have to move 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But keep in mind that's just the first part of it. We still have to do the -6. Okay. So that means negative means we're going to move down. So I'm going to count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and that was the C point that I moved, and we're going to put a little prime symbol on it. The little symbol just is set as prime, and it means that it's not the original. Go back to the A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have A prime, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Your B prime. Okay, so it did not change size, it did not change shape, it just moved. No change in size or shape. It just moved. Okay, and we didn't rotate it or flip it or anything, we just slid it over and down. Okay, so let's look at the second one. It says -3, so that means we're going to move left, and -2 means we're going to move down. So -3, 1, 2, 3, and then down 1, 2. A prime to show that it's not the original. -3, 1, 2, 3, -2, 1, 2. B prime, and then -3, 1, 2, 3, -2, 1, 2. C prime. Connect the dots, and you got your new shape. Okay, so pretty easy. Do one more. 6 positive means to the right. -1 means down. Now all of these happen to be negative, so they all happen to go down, and obviously that's not going to happen every time. Okay, so we're going to move 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1. I'm sure you're noticing that, since they're in the same space, you could kind of just count and redraw the points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1. Okay, so that C prime, we know D is over 2 spots from that, so we could just kind of do that if you want to do that. Make it a little bit quicker. Okay, so there's your prime. So what I want you to do now is just kind of pause the video for a few minutes and go ahead and do these 6 and then come back and you can check your answers. Okay, so here's the other ones. -5 means that you're going left, and the -5 in the y direction means you're going down. -4x means you're going left. 0 means you're not going to go anywhere. So there's going to be no up or down. Okay, and you have the +6, which meant you go to the right, and the +5 meant you go up. -2 to the left, +7 up. 0, no change. So it's no left or right. Ignore that. The -4 meant you were going to go down. +3 meant you were going to go to the right. And -6 meant you were going to go down. So if you mixed up any of that, pause the video and go back and fix it before you look at the answers. Okay, I'm going to assume you all did it right. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move all my points in these directions, and then I will come back and show you the final answers. Okay, so here are the answers to those 6, and this is exactly why you use pencil and math. So just make sure that you have the correct answers. You're going to probably need to pause this if you need to make any changes, but go ahead and do that. And then just flip your paper over to the back. I'm going to show you another way that this is done that just makes things a little bit easier when you already have points, because you don't always want to have to graph, and you're not always going to be asked to graph. You're just going to be asked to translate some points. Okay, so pause the video and get these written down if you need to. You flip to the back. Okay, so another way of doing this is to remember what we said about the right, left, and the up, down. Okay, so right, we said was a positive motion, so you'd be adding, the same as with up. And the left was a negative motion, so you'd be subtracting, same with down. Okay, but you have to be conscientious of which coordinate this goes with, remembering that this is going to go with your x coordinate because that is along the x-axis, the horizontal axis. And these are going to go with your y coordinate because it's along your y-axis, the vertical axis. Okay? So, for example, if you have the point A, 2, 3, and you're told to translate it right 4, down 2. That means you are going to take whatever the x coordinate is and add 4 to it. And you're going to take whatever the y coordinate is and subtract 2 from it. So in this case, our x is 2, so we're going to do 2 plus 4. And then our y coordinate was 3, so we're going to do 3 minus 2. So the translated point, A prime, remember we need the prime, is going to be 6, 1. Okay, so you could do that without graphing and without having to count. It's a whole lot quicker. So this is a lot quicker than graphing. But if you already have it graphed, then it's just quicker to just count over. Okay, so you are actually going to practice that on another sheet that looks, sorry, you're going to practice that on a sheet that looks like this. Okay, and then then you can move on to reflections if you would like to. I would go ahead and just move on to the reflections and get going on that. Your exit ticket today, when I call the whole class for the exit ticket, is going to be on translations.